Give us a sense of the role overall as creative director. I mean, there are some creative heads that are intentionally just focused on selecting the right ingredients. If we were to talk about this being preparing a meal and
Right.
make sure that the right elements are there and that the recipe is set up, and then letting the chefs do their thing. And there are others that take the ingredients and make a wonderful quiche Lorraine, or pick your favorite cuisine of choice. Where is your role in your team in terms of where Eyeview finds itself in working with your various customers?
Sure. Yeah. Well, I think that the kitchen recipe analogy is a really good one, because it really is about the ingredients, which I would say in this sense is maybe what the brand or the client is bringing to the table, in terms of assets, and the data that we have available to us is also a great ingredient. And then I think that the recipe is really the strategy that we're looking to take. If a database falls in the forest and no one's around to query it, does it make a sound? And so it's really about the questions that we're looking to ask of the data and of the business objectives that we're driving to accomplish. So for me, I try to. It's a hard thing. I try to maintain a strategic outlook on how this is going to affect all of those components, but I'm also a nerd and artist guy, so I can't help but to get my hands dirty with really playing in the design somewhat, and in the execution somewhat. So I try to. I'm greedy in that way.
Do you feel like the skill set of the future creative director in an agency or the brand manager is someone that becomes more of a generalist and combines the art and science ultimately? Because a lot of what you and your team do, and Eyeview does overall, is bring these elements together and leverage the best of both. I mean, it seems like the rise of the generalist versus the specialist is someone that can leverage each and go forward, right?
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I've prided myself on riding that fence between technology and creativity and left and right brain, and I know that on my team I hire to that. It's not just about with a designer. There's familiarity with the tool set, and that's what we think of when we think of the technology, is my ability to execute design in a technological space. But what we're looking at here is completely different, where you're really looking at the plan of action almost like you would design a database, where you have different data sets and a matrix that's multi-dimensional and four-dimensional if you speak about the time differences of when it's going to play and the need state of your audience. And so I need people who can think that way as well as be artists. And so that's where we're headed, I think, and I'm hoping to gobble them all up.
So speaking of where we're headed, give us a sense. So this will be time and date stamped, obviously, so people will know we can't cheat. But go 12 months into the future from here, and where does it get better? What's the nirvana state? Is there a client of yours where, man, if everyone acted like these guys, we're all going to be a better place. Eyeview will help solve so much more of this, and it'll be better off ultimately for the audience and
Sure.
and marketers, who are the ultimate two parties that we're trying to cater to here.
Right. Yeah. I think
right?
12 months from now, and here we go. Let's see if I'm probably going to be wrong, right? So let's just assume I'll be wrong. I think that really seeing a unified message that's beautifully executed across all the different platforms, that really caters to the technological limitations and the platform limitations and specializations of those mediums or media, that feels like it's one voice. So that if I'm watching an addressable TV spot, it's talking to me in a certain way, right? And but it's on point, it's on message. But then if I pick up my iPad and I'm on Instagram or something, I'm seeing a continuation of that theme in a seamless way. We don't want to be two steps ahead of the audience in terms of personalization, or else it's going to feel creepy. It's going to feel dystopian. So it's not about throwing that personalized data in their face. It's about understanding who they are and what they care about. And so if I can see across those platforms that message unified, so that it does become kind of a singular persona that the brand is presenting to the audience in a way that really matters to them, then I'd feel like we made some great progress in the last 12 months.